Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book which is one I use regularly. It's something which you cannot really be without when you're dealing with any form of housing matter in the county courts in particular. It's Housing Law Casebook, now in the 5th edition, and it's written by Nic Madge and Claire Sephton. Now, this is the new edition, and I welcome it because it's getting bigger as we look. It's now got a blue cover. That's the back of it, and you can see now we're running to something approaching well over 1100 pages rather. That's the index at the back, which has got a nice coloured section so you can find it. And what you've got, one of the things that's very important, of course, is the issue of costs, again right at the back. But what you have got is, in one volume, a massive amount of information which I think is absolutely invaluable for any form of case where you're arguing sometimes quite narrow principles, so you need to know what the previous case law contains. There's the introduction, which is well worth reading because this is an area which is very, very important. The introduction itself covers basically information up to the end, about September 2011, because obviously there are lots of newer cases which are being published all the time. You can see the way the cases are structured by the title, then the actual court itself. There are numbers at the sides which are useful reference numbers, giving you some idea of where you can find the case law, but you've got a nice little statement right at the beginning about what the matter's about, and then some detail. And as I say, I've used this extensively in my own practice, and I'm really delighted with it. This is not the first time we've reviewed this book, and I have actually met the authors of it, because I think what they come up with is absolutely invaluable for us in our practice in the lower courts. What have we called it for this edition? Well, we said essential reading it is for housing law practitioners and advisors. It's now in the new 5th edition from Legal Action Group, which are obviously a very specialist group of titles that they publish, and I welcome this one in particular. It's one of the law's most challenging areas of specialty, housing law, and therefore the authors have come together to actually assist us as practitioners with what we need to know. Nic Madge is a circuit judge and founder member of the Housing Law Practitioners Association, and he and Claire Sephton refer to this book as hard law, and for most practitioners it certainly is, and for a number of reasons explained in the book's excellent introduction, which I've indicated. Do read our very detailed review, which is quite long, because this is a big book in all sorts of ways. It's a heavy book, and it's got a lot in it, and again I would urge anybody involved in possession actions in particular to look at this particular book. It confronts us with grim realities. That's what we're faced with today. Anybody who goes to the county court will see it, and we've got to do something about it, and we have to have this, which the CAB will have and all the other people will have, to advise us. Speaking of convenience, the book offers a number of features designed to make life easier for the experienced and inexperienced practitioner alike. It's divided into 20 chapters, and it deals with a full spectrum of housing matters. I think it's very easy to use, and it's easy to navigate. And it's affordable. It's not an expensive book like some of them, the ones on the market. So let me conclude by saying, if you're a lawyer or any form of advisor, because it's a much wider picture that they are covering here, you would be well advised to, if you don't know about the book, acquaint yourself with it, but if you do know, get the new edition, because it's got the most up-to-date stuff. Remember, you're only as good as knowing what's recently happened, especially in some areas of this part of the law. So thank you to Nic and Claire and to LAG for continuing to supply us with what is an excellent service when it comes to this sort of information. I'm personally most grateful to all of you. Thanks. Bye-bye.